Greetings one and all, this is Rhythm Works and welcome to my channel. And if you are watching this at the time of posting, I am celebrating, or I have celebrated, my 50th birthday. I know to some it doesn't sound true. It doesn't ring true because I have the voice of eternal youth. No, I'm only kidding. Yeah, I've approached the big 50, the big nifty, the half century, the half ton. I've been on this planet half a century. Now, people ask me, how does it feel? Well, how is being 50 supposed to feel? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a number. You know, I don't feel a particular age, as it were, but I don't feel like 10 years old. You know what I mean? You know, I've had enough life experiences to know that I'm an adult and I'm a grown freaking man, obviously. But you know, reaching 50, I think society plays too big a part in determining how you should be and how you should look and what have you. At the end of the day, it's your life that you're going to spend. You know, life is a currency we can't get back after a certain time, so you just got to spend it the way you want to spend it and the way it makes you feel. And for me, I feel happy. I feel totally happy within myself. Simply because, to me, in my opinion, one of the greatest things to achieve any kind of happiness is to accept and embrace change, you know, and I accept the change that I've experienced in my life in terms of knowing that to some degree it's not my world anymore, it's my children and my grandchildren's world, in terms of them making a headway for themselves and them basically playing a part in this world where they can, you know, be counted in this world, just like any other of your children and grandchildren. How you feel about them in respect. And statistics shows that I, amongst a lot of other people aged over 40, we make up 45% of the gamers in the United Kingdom. So half of us that's playing on consoles or cell phones or what have you that are gaming are over 40. So I don't feel alone, as it were, in respect. Gaming is the one thing with me that brings out the character in me that I wouldn't even dare to bring out freely in real life situations. I think gaming for me is one of those things where, because it's a competitive setting to a degree, you know, it brings out the competitive side in a lot of us, you know, across the ages. And yes, at times, as you can see from certain videos that I make, you know, it brings out my alter ego, it brings out the inner troll in me. But I assure you, that's not how I am in real life. It's just how I am in gaming, and I just deal with gamers in that regard. I don't deal with gamers' humanity in a disrespectful way. But if they disrespect me, I'll go and deal with them. You know what I mean? You know, as in life. Oh, I've got to take the time to actually big up one person in particular, that he's the person to blame for getting me into this whole YouTube channel, this whole gameplay, game capturing thing, and it's and everything that goes with it. I got to big up none other than Pemby66. He was more or less the first person that I met on YouTube when, you know, Fight Night Champion was very, very popular amongst a lot of people. And Pemby66 was a gentleman that I met on YouTube, and we became, you know, good, firm friends after that. And being of the same age group, if you like, you know, there's a lot of things we shared in common, obviously with music as well, you know, so we hit it off good as gaming buddies. And, you know, just with his interest of video making and, you know, the quality of videos and, you know, the way he presents his videos on his channel just inspired me to just do my own channel. And that's how Rhythm Works Gaming came about. Because as you know, I've got a day job. I sing for a living, I write songs for a living, I produce for a living. But this I really count as my hobby. And I really enjoy it, you know. I know, you know, that at this point it's like we're pretty late in the game. But hey, you know, it's a media for everyone to enjoy and for everyone to express in their own kind of way, you know. So that's what I'm basically doing. And with that, I've met up with a lot of friends. I mean, some of my friends on my PSN network, I know them personally, you know. One guy in particular, Shutters, Top Shutters. I actually know him. He came to a few of my concerts in California while I was out there as well. You know, got a nice, beautiful family, and they're cool, you know. And he's a good friend as well, you know, and a massive supporter of my music and my work and stuff. So, you know, there's those kind of friends that I got on PSN. You know, there are friends that I've met up obviously through my channel and just through random gaming, if you like, and they became friends as well. You know, I mean, there's degrees of friends. There's friends that you keep in contact with probably every day, all the time. There's friends that you occasionally keep in contact with, and that's just down to the games you play. You know, it's just down to the games that you play at the time. Because sometimes, you know, you have a group of people playing the same game and you're playing a different game, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, okay, I want to jump in the game that everybody else is playing, and then all of a sudden it's like they all change, you know. So sometimes the timing of when everybody plays the game can be different, and with that, you know, you don't get to play so much, and life gets in the way. But you know, I've got a good group of friends across different ages and stuff, and it's nice. It's a nice little friend base that I've got, and also my subscriber base. Although it's not that big, you know, you know, it's manageable. You know, I'm not speaking as a hater when I say, well, you know, I don't know if I was to have like 30,000 or 40,000 or even 1 million subscribers, you know, how personal or approachable I can be to those subscribers. But I see it working on a lot of huge channels, you know. But from my perspective, it's like with the subscribers that I have, you know, I'm very thankful for those, and I'm thankful that they can take the time out and watch the videos that I make. Much appreciation for that. But even if I didn't have any subscribers and I just end up talking to myself on the internet, you know, I'd still enjoy it because it's what I do. It's a way of expressing oneself, you know, because like I said, I'm not doing this for a career or such. I just kind of treat this thing as a blog to let people know, you know, my gaming day, if you like, or my gaming experiences and what have you, or what appeals to me and what piece of gaming news really appeals to me at that particular time. I'm not trying to be an IGN or a machinima. It's too late for me to even breathe in, to contemplate, to even think that. So that's with the whole YouTube game capture channel thing. And big up Pemby66, man, for turning me on to it. Thank you very much, man, and I hope all is well with you. My gaming history. I've been gaming from school days, really, and I don't think it's kind of unusual or unique or exclusive to me. I think, you know, those people in my age group can, you know, they can identify, if they are gamers, they can identify with the influences that we had as children growing up. And my first taste of gaming was actually when I went to secondary school, which is the English equivalent of a high school for those who are watching in America. And every lunch break, I would go to my local chip shop and buy a portion of chips, and in the chip shop there would be either a Space Invaders game, an Asteroids game, a Defender game, a Missile Command game, or a pinball table or a pool table, you know. And I obviously found myself on the gaming consoles, and all the aforementioned games I mentioned, I became a firm fan of those, and more or less kind of rinsed my money in those arcades and chip shops and places like that. But then my first taste of home gaming, if you like, was with the Atari. I can't remember what exactly the model number was, but you know the ones. It's the small Atari with the one stick, one button joystick, and the console where you actually push the cartridge down. Forgive my ignorance in forgetting the name of the console, but that was my first taste of home gaming. And the first game that I had of that was obviously Pong. Yes, that's right, because Pong also came with a paddle. It came with the the controller with the wheel as well. Yeah, so I played Pong with that, and obviously I wanted to get the same experience of playing Space Invaders, but obviously it was not the same experience. But at the same time, it was the shit, because that's all we had at that time. Then from there, what did I move on to next? I moved on to the Sega Mega Drive. Forgive me if I get this chronologically wrong, but I'm just kind of just going by memory, because you know us old farts, you know what I mean? Our memory ain't that kind of good these days. No, but my next console, I believe, was the Sega Mega Drive. I wasn't really a big fan of the SNES, not at all. Even though I really liked Street Fighter, I wasn't really a big fan of the console, and I just wanted to basically play what I wanted to play, and the Mega Drive kind of suited my taste at that time. But I mean, I've played on the SNES many times, but I just had to go to my friends' houses to play the games on that console. And yeah, I liked it, but it wasn't enough for me to go mad over it. Like the first modern age console that I actually went mad over was the Sega Mega Drive, and Sonic the Hedgehog, man. That was it, you know, for me. And what other games did I play on that? Believe it or not, I played Lemmings, right? And I played Lemmings. One time, I was so into Lemmings, I must have played like around 36 hours straight. I felt violently sick. I couldn't see properly. I couldn't walk properly. I had to literally be carried up to the bedroom and be flung on the bed with no freaking light, no sound, no nothing. It was just the weirdest experience I ever had. So that was my obsessive experience in gaming to date. Playing Lemmings on the Sega Mega Drive for around 36 hours straight. I kid you not. I bought the PS1, and when I bought the PS1, the game that kind of defined the PS1 for me was Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was the game that became a firm favorite of a lot of gamers. And that's the game that I think Naughty Dog has to thank. You know, they have to thank Eidos, whatever they're pronounced, for making that kind of game, because that kind of set the template for games like Uncharted to follow. I bought the Xbox, the first incarnation of the Xbox, simply for the game Halo. And remember, is that I had no interest of third-person shooters, but you know, I drank the Kool-Aid on that. You know, I just wanted to see what gaming on a competitor's console would be like. And you know, I was pretty much impressed with the hardware, as it were, but with Halo, it just left me uninspired. It just left me unimpressed. I know it's weird, but it just left me uninspired and unimpressed. You know, I had no interest in Halo after that. But then, you know, I bought games like Hitman and Munch's Odyssey and things like that. And I thought Munch's Odyssey was very, very comical. It was a very funny game to play. Had me laughing out loud. You know, it was a fun game. But then there weren't a lot of games on the Xbox that held my attention, so I stopped playing on that. Online was like a foreign country. It was like another planet to me because I had no idea of playing online with other people. You know, even though it was widely available, but to me it was just a console to play solo at home. Even then, you know. What came after that? Yeah, the PS2, obviously, which I still have. I bought one for my son, and all of his games and all of my games is taking up space in my drum, and hardly touched now. But for me, it was like the shit. It was the modern day gaming that I loved. And even still from then, I never had any interest in online multiplayer. None whatsoever. I don't know why. It was just an experience that I still enjoyed playing on my own. But then fast forward into the PlayStation 3, even on the PlayStation 3, it was the same thing to a point. And the game that really got me into online, per se, was Fight Night Champion. That was the game, because, and I think why online appealed to me, especially with that game, was because I didn't have to face like hordes of people in a map, hordes of people in a particular level, where there's just different personalities and different types of gameplay and whatever. It was mano el mano, and I like that, you know, minus all the cheese and the luncheon meat and the spam and the spam and the spam and all that. But you know, it was something that one could manage in small doses, as it were. But that was my first foray into multiplayer. But then at the same time, they had like betas, they had Uncharted betas as well, and that just kind of got me into the whole online multiplayer thing. And the rest is basically history. I mean, I'm kind of missing a lot of other things out, but that's more or less my gaming history up to this point. Obviously with the PlayStation 4 that I've acquired, and I'm playing games on as well. With the PlayStation 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4, Killzone Shadow 4, which I hardly play now, and recently acquiring Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zero, which, although it's a small game, this is the game that's basically just shaken the dust off my PS4, and I'm seeing what the PS4 is made of by playing that game and enjoying it immensely. And that's more or less my gaming history, as patchy and sketchy and unorganized as it is, but you kind of get the drift, you know. I'm not one of these anoraks that can tell you every single living thing. It's just my layman's experience with gaming that I just wish to share with you all. The future. What do I hope for in the future? I hope that I hope that we get to the same stage with the PS3 with games like The Last of Us and Grand Theft Auto 5. I hope we get to that stage very soon with the PS4. I hope we get to that stage very soon, and I believe that we will, because you know, developers are being smart now in terms of not just releasing games too early, because at this point in time, people don't have £50 to just throw away like that. A lot of families are budgeting and what have you. You know, there's quite a few people that don't even have the PS4 as yet, and I think they're waiting for the PS4 to have a slew of games worthy of the console's purchase at this time. So I totally understand that, but me, you know, there's times you just gotta leave the Kool-Aid alone. There's sometimes you just gotta drink the whole freaking jar, and at this point I've drank the whole jar, and I'm cool with that. It's all good. I recognize exactly what I'm doing. But in the future, I hope that, you know, that the variety of games will be a force to reckon with. Yeah, and that's more or less it, you know. So it's with that, I hope that you enjoy my gaming history, although patchy at times, but I think you get the gist of my history of gaming from a child to this present day. And it's with that, I'm going to bid you guys adieu for now. I just want to say thank you so much for all those that have sent me birthday greetings thus far. And I want to thank all my subscribers, you know, for just enjoying the videos, even for simply watching the videos. I thank all of you that spend time in basically doing that. And it's with that, I'm going to bid you guys bye-bye for now while I'm still sober. My family's calling me right about now, so, you know, I've got some serious celebrating to do. So it's with that, I'll catch you guys later. And as always, whatever the console, whatever the game, whatever the format, happy gaming, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. And until such time, Mega.